Emmanuel Udayi. I am the CEO of Gerimy Agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, I bet you don't know that Nigeria is the largest producer of yam globally consumed. And I bet you do not know that Ghana is the largest exporter of yam in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, my business strategy is I want 100 million naira to invest in my farm to expand my yam colonies in two states that I've identified here, in Nasarawa and Niger State, where we intend to produce 10 million tubers of yam and to export and also to process. Ladies and gentlemen, in the words of Professor Akinwumi Adesina, the billionaires of these decades will not come from oil and gas, but they will come from agriculture, because people don't smoke gas and people don't drink oil, but they eat food. Ladies and gentlemen, my unique selling point is the world is hungry. Nigeria is hungry. There is food shortage right now. If we produce excess yam, we will export to other countries and we'll also sell. That is my unique selling point. Thank you very much.
Okay, so can we give the microphone? Someone wants to ask a question at the back, yes.
Thank you, Professor John. I'm also in the same line of business. I just want to ask, are you producing already, or this is a projection of what you want to do? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. Gerimy Agriculture have been in the business of agriculture since 2015, and we manage farms, and we also produce. We source for raw materials for a lot of companies around, and we have a team that has vast experience in crop production, especially maize, ginger, yam production. We've been in business for a while now. I think we have the experience and we've been in it.
Another question though, I have a question for you. Yes. So you want an investment of 100 million for what equity first? Yes. And then what's the return on this investment? The 100 million, what is it targeted at?
Okay.
How many tubers of yam, for example? It's important that the audience, yes. Maybe then we can ask you more questions. But
yes, well, we're asking for 100 million naira investment with a 20% equity. And you have a 100% return on investment, because this year alone, there was scarcity of yam. A tuber of yam went to about 20,000 to 15,000 naira. So we tend to produce about 10 million tubers of yam annually, and to sustain that, we have a team with vast knowledge of on greenhouse farming. We want to sustain the production by planting in cement sacks, just to sustain the production annually, and then not to have scarcity, and we'll have more yams to sell.
So I'll ask one more question, because I feel there's only one person that asked you. So you have 10 million tubers of yam. Yes. You're going to worry about storage.
Yes. You
need to worry about that. You talked about export. What countries are you looking at?
Yes.
And I think the third question I would ask is, even if you're going to process, what products are you processing yam into currently?
Okay, so this is how we intend to spend the 100 million naira. We intend to, in production and storage, because it's really very important. We're going to have plant yams that are hybrid yams that are resistant to mold. Those are the seeds, and there are several varieties of yam. There are some yams that immediately you cut them, they turn red. So we're going to select a particular seed, a yam seed, to plant. And we tend to process, add value to not just, we're not going to export just the raw material, we're going to export the processed yam. And I want to let you know that there's no waste in the yam. We're going to produce yam sticks, just like the Irish potatoes that are usually processed and that you see in the malls. And then we're going to make yam powder and amala powder. We're going to process them into all those products. So there's virtually no waste. We're going to sell the raw material itself, and we're going to sell the processed yam too.
Okay, somebody has a question. Oh, suddenly there are two hands.
Good morning. My name is Chidera Ikechukwu. So my question is, you talked about yams being expensive and making it available to all. So if you're planting in just Nasarawa and Niger, like you mentioned, it's still going to be very much expensive when you transport to the south, like you mentioned. Okay, so have you thought of taking this around all regions? Then you can make it less expensive and very much affordable. For example, my company, we did 1 million tubers of yam last year, and we have done 3 million tubers of yam this year that we are harvesting currently. And we're able to do this by integrating real estate and agriculture. So have you thought of partnering with real estate companies around different regions? Because one of the problems with agriculture is access to land. So have you thought of partnering with real estate companies? We're a real estate company, but we do agro-real estate, sustainable agro-real estate. We do palm trees, but we intercrop yams. And with that, we're able to achieve 1 million tubers last year and 3 million tubers this year. We're also doing 1 million tubers in Funab. So we are doing this across we're starting with the south, but my question is, are you looking to do this across different regions? Then you can make it less expensive. For example,
Okay.
our yams are 1,000 naira
Yeah.
for a tuber of yam in Lagos State.
Your question is getting too long. Oh.
Sorry about
The second person, 30 seconds. When you ask a question, go straight to the point. That's it. Then please take note of that and then answer it in 1 minute, okay?
Sorry,
Yes.
I just wanted to clarify. Did you say you're producing 10 million tubers
Yes.
of yam?
Yes.
And you're selling those? You're selling those yams?
Yes.
I have some difficulty with that. 10 million tubers.
Yes.
Even if you sell at 5,000, sir, is 50 billion naira. Do the math.
Yes, sir.
So if you're getting 50 billion from yourself, why would you be looking for 100 million here? That doesn't add up. Thank you.
Good observation. Okay, so let me take the other two then. Let's take the question. Yeah, quickly, and then you can give the feedback. But that's a good observation. I hope you're taking notes.
Okay, yes.
Hold on, don't answer yet. But take notes, please. The last question there from that end.
I'm Mr. Bolaji by name from Lagos. My question is, there's enough yam in this country. The issue here is transporting the yams out of the farms. So if you need to plant 10 million yams, I bet you, if you go into the states where the yams comes out from, there's enough yam. I live around my 12 in Lagos, and I could tell you, loads of yam comes to Lagos daily. Trucks full of yams. But they don't sell all these yams. Why? The first issue is to access those yams is issue. Take them out of Lagos back to the cities is also issue of transportation. So going to plant 10 million yams again, you just said there's enough yam in this country. Nigeria is the highest grower of yam than Ghana, but Ghana exports more. Why? Ghana gets more Ghanaians. Most of the yams in UK, in US, come from Ghana. I know that. Sure. Not Nigeria. So what I'm about to ask you is, are you looking to buying yams, stock yams, than planting yams again?
Okay, so over to you, just in a minute.
Okay. Sir, your question about the 10 million, it's a projection. What we want to do by next year, 10 million yams. That is our projection. And for the second person that asked the question about the real estate, where the reason why we picked Niger and Nasarawa is because they are located within the middle belt, so it's easy to transport to whichever location we want to. And before the idea came, we had already acquired lands. We acquired about 1,000 hectares of land, so we could cultivate this yam. And also, sir, well, we also have our target market is to export. Our target market is exporting. We want to export the yam because we know the availability of yam in Nigeria is high. But we
Okay, announcement. Just hold on 1 second. Breaking news. What we have to do, in as much as this is nice, we're falling behind on time again.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to listen to the moderator and then keep the time. When you're told 3 minutes, we don't want to stop anyone. But if you keep on talking, this is what's going to happen. I know you were asked a question. I know it wasn't your fault. But that question, try and answer it in 60 seconds or say, let's talk outside. That's the way we want to roll, yeah? So thank you. So I give you another 60 seconds to wrap. No, wrap it up, but let that be going forward for everyone else. Thank you.
Okay. So, my dear investors, I believe you should invest with Gerimy Global Services. We know the terrains. We select safe lands for farmers. We know the terrain. We've worked in different locations, different states in Nigeria, where we know people, we know the areas. So
Let's put hands together for him.